Well, good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the finale of Radical RXC Championship here at good old sunny Brands Hatch. It's a tight championship, there's not much in it, but there's a point in it from what I remember rightly, and that's a whole week ago. Obviously, they aren't going to go flying off the grid, as you'll probably see. Well, some are going to go flying off the grid, but some are going to go flying off the grid less than others are going to go flying off the grid, if you get what I'm meaning. But hopefully you do. So I'll just give you the running order anyways. We're going into this parade lap where people are just getting themselves into position, or hopefully will be getting themselves into position. It will be led by Nico Perez, as we're watching Blank File, who's one of the two fighting for a championship tonight, along with this man here, Casey Fridays, who's in the Fry's chocolate orange, and Blank is in the banana split. But these two guys are battling it out. I think there's 1 point in it off the top of my head. Obviously the first race you don't get as many points for, the second race you get more points for. But every point counts, especially when there's only a point in it. So, like I say, Nico will lead us out. Melted Dazzo will be in second. They're all pretty much in position now. Buzz is in third. Bruce is in fourth. Kerb is in fifth. I'm waiting for somebody to spin out in the parade lap because some idiot always does it, don't they? Johnny's in sixth. Blank is in seventh. Fry's in eighth. Angie's in ninth. Hopefully no disconnection issues for her. She didn't have a fun time last time out, but hopefully everything is. And we have a guest joining us for this evening. Satis is joining us. Obviously, he races in plenty of other championships, but he's having to go in this one as well. It's not the easiest car to join in with, as he's obviously found out, but that's your running order anyway. So, obviously, points for this first race, really, it's only the top five that count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's pretty easy, isn't it? But everyone's going to slow right down here. Nico's probably going to slow everybody right down to almost walking pace. And then if he's got any sense, as soon as he gets everyone down to walking pace, then blast away, as you do. So, without further ado, we're off. And if we can press the right buttons, we'll have a speedo and we'll have a map, won't we? Just so you can see what you're doing. And if anyone does bother watching us tonight, and you want to say anything, say it in the chat. Go on, give me something to do. I don't want to get bored. I probably won't anyway. But as you know, if you've watched this before, we got a 15-minute race to begin with points being 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So basically, if you're Blank and you're Fry, you want to get some points on the board in this race. Every little helps. So a certain supermarket say, but I'm not nicking their catchphrase, so I don't want them to sue me. But it is true. So obviously we will be able to see exactly what's going on and see what pans out as we watch Nico coming down the front there. Buzz has managed to get himself past Kev. And I'll say good evening to Jasper and to R2. Hiya guys. You'd love these cars, really, honest, you really would. Okay, I'm lying, you wouldn't, but they're interesting cars. Buzz is trying to fend off Kev. He's coming under some serious pressure. Well done, Kev. To be honest, in practice, Kev put in a 24. He had the second fastest lap. Blank just about beat it towards the end. So Kev's got some form in this car. So it could be interesting in these last two races, because if he can certainly put the cat amongst the pigeons, then it could make it quite interesting, couldn't it? It could be interesting. Main thing with this car, I think, is not how fast you're going to go in these races. I think it's going to be more of a case of, can you keep the car on the tarmac? Can you keep it pointing in the right direction? Because it ain't the easiest, is it? And if you tried this car, trust me, you'll know. Especially in default. With a setup, I've probably said this many weeks. I've probably repeated myself every bloody week. But it's true. If you can... Most cars you can dial things out with a setup, but with this one, if you're in default, you've got to take it as it goes, and it's very, very tail happy from what I believe under braking. But something I noticed Blank doing in the practice, I actually followed him round for 3 rounds. I sat in the cockpit with him. I mean, poor lad, he got squashed because I'm heavier than him, probably by quite a lot. But I sat in the cockpit as Kev gets through. There he goes, Nico. Nice pass there. I don't know whether Nico gave him too much. What's Nico doing? He's just lost it a bit now. Just trying to look at the replay bit just to see. Might have done it coming off the curb there. Might have thrown him off a bit. Obviously, in the meantime, Fry's got himself into the points. Fry's got himself into the points. Blank obviously yet to be in the points, because obviously it's only the top 5 in this race that's scoring it. So you really want to be there, don't you? You really want to be in that top 5 if you've got any hope of getting your name on that championship trophy at the end of tonight. Oh, Buzz and Fry, what the hell happened there? What the hell happened there? Can I see the replay? Does it show me? I don't quite catch it on the replay. I don't quite see it. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know whether one went and the other got collected or what. I'm sure we'll find out, but that's probably not good, because they were both against the fence, weren't they? So there's probably some damage in there. That's not a good one for Fry. That's certainly going to play for Blank, because with 9 minutes left, it's Fry's not going to be worth going in the pits. If you go in the pits, you're a dead duck. You ain't going to get any points. You might as well stay out, and if you can, that is, if the car's workable. If it hasn't got suspension damage, etc., etc., then let's have a look at him, shall we? It doesn't look to be too bad. Obviously, one of the lights are out, so it's obviously taking a bit of impact on the right side. The front left lights are okay, so hopefully he hasn't got any suspension damage, or if he is, it's slightly on the right-hand side, which might help a little bit into the right-hand corners, but probably won't help him into the left. In the meantime, Blank's got his way up to 3rd. He's got himself past Nico. Bruce is just basically trying to chase down Johnny and Kev. But again, in practice, as I said before, Kev put in some decent laps. He put in some really, really good laps, in fairness to him. Blank only beat him by something like 0.2 of a second. So, you know, there were some good laps. I think Blank did a 24.1. I think Kev did like a 24.3 or a 24.4. So they're still faster than the laps in this race. But, of course, they're carrying a bit more fuel, aren't they? What's Kev carrying? 36. Johnny's carrying 36. They're all going to be carrying about the same, aren't they? Probably because they all told each other anyway at the start, as is common practice. Yeah, so where are we? So Buzz obviously is in 10th. Fry's in 7th. He'd be desperate with half this race remaining, and I mean desperate, to try and get into the points here as a bare minimum. That's what he wants to do. I mean, he's on the back of Melted here with Nico just in front there. Nico's obviously the 1 point, so he's the man in the points. So that's where he needs to get to. Seriously needs to get to there at least. Obviously, if he gets there, then Blank would take a 1 point lead going into the last race. If my memory serves me right, I'm sure Jesper or R2 will correct me if I've got that wrong, but I think at the moment we got a 1 point lead for Fry going into this. So obviously if Blank wins by, obviously he's got 3 points on the board at the moment and Fry's got none. Obviously if that stayed as is, Blank would take a 2 point lead going into the last race, but Fry's trying hard. He's trying hard to get past Melted here, and he has. He's managed to work that. He got the line right coming in there. Oh, Bruce has gone, so that's brilliant for Fry. That's brilliant for Fry. No offence to Bruce. If you're watching this later, mate, I didn't want you to crash. I'm not glorifying in you the fact that you've crashed. I'm not surprised, but I'm not glorifying in it. And I'm sure you're not surprised either. Oh, is Fry giving that back? No, I thought he was giving that back then. Right. So no offence to Blank, who's busy chasing them down, but this is where the action is. So I'm going to stick with Fry because he's the one who really needs to be making this stick. And if he can get past Nico at some point here. Oh, he runs a bit wide. That might give Melted a chance to get back at him, because I'm sure Melted's going to stick all over his gearbox here for as long as he can and hope for the chance. So, you know, Fry can't take this for granted, even if he gets past Nico. He really can't, because at the moment there's a 9 second gap to Blank. So chances of him beating Blank in this race, minimal, shall we say? But not impossible. But you saw what last week did. Last week was Fry's to lose. No offence, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying that, but it was his to lose. He was way out front before the last two races. He was way out front before the last race. And then obviously we had a little meeting with some tyres. Oh, is Fry going to get past Nico here? Yeah, he had to have that there. Nico lost it a bit going in there, and that gave Fry the option. So this might give him a chance to get away a little bit, put a bit of space between him and Melted, because Nico might hold Melted up, so that's going to play into his hands a little bit. So that takes Fry into fourth. The point behind Blank. Stay as we are. We're level pegging going into the last race. It'll be all to play for. Oh, what's happened there? Nico and Melted. Again, I'm just trying to see if I can catch the replay there. I'm just trying to see. Do I? Oh. I'm not overly sure. I've just watched the replay and I'm still not sure what I watched. I just know it was an absolute tank slapper. I'm not sure really what went. Did somebody come off the curb and go? But it looked like a scene out the A-team, didn't it? That's twice now. Nico's done some brilliant crashes with another one at Bathurst previously. But yeah, I think that's the end of that race for both of them. I'll be surprised if Melton got away from that unscathed. But I would imagine that Nico wasn't unscathed. Anyway, Blank is... I love this camera angle. This is like drunk cameraman, isn't it? Where the hell are the cars? Thank you very much for actually finding them. This is the new Project Cars pissed cameraman, by the way, people. If you haven't seen him before, you press on it many a time and he pans across. It's like Mr. Panorama. He looks at the whole circuit apart from where you actually want to be, which is a little bit weird. He just likes to look at all the foliage I'm aware of. I think he should work... Maybe his previous job was with the Discovery Channel or something like that, and he was used to panning across the Serengeti or the Brazilian rainforest or something. But he certainly wasn't looking at this bloody car racing, was he? Anyway. Meanwhile, back in Gotham City or Brands Hatch, Blank was busy trying to get past Johnny. And at the moment, he's lapping... Best part of, well, last lap he was a second and a half faster near enough, so you'd think it's a matter of time. But talking of time, we've got 2 minutes and 48 seconds left, so 2 laps is probably what we've got. I'm trying to see where Kev is. Yeah, so we're going to have 2 laps, aren't we? We're not going to have more than 2. So Kev's out there in front. I'm not sure if he manages to maintain this, will it be his first win? Not sure. But like I say, he showed this pace in practice. He really did show that in practice, and he looked very good. So, oh, Kev, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, get back on there, mate. Get back on there. Duh. I bet he needs a change of underwear at the end of this race, guys. And if you're watching this later, you'll have to tell me, because I think a little bit might have just slipped out there, mate. I think that was more than a heart flutter, wasn't it? Especially with 2 minutes remaining. You've got a lap and a half to hold it together. So if this isn't your first win, then my apologies for not getting it, as Blank is really trying hard to get past Johnny. He might have this around the outside, you know. He might have this. He's managed to hold it. He's gone off track a bit. But nah, that was a really, really bold effort. But I think if he'd have gone any further, knowing Project Cars the way it is, it might have asked him to give that back, actually. Knowing this game, it could well have asked him to give that back, which I think might have been a bit harsh, because it didn't look completely off track, but... Or he might have just lost a little bit of pace going off track like that. I might have just held him up a tad, because he's actually lost a bit of time on Johnny now. It's going to be really hard for him now. I mean, the question is, do you go balls to the wall? Is it worth it? Right, we've lost Buzz. Yeah, is Blank going to kill Johnny again? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, that's it. Yeah, I don't think he's too far back, isn't he? Johnny's going to need to make a mistake here, I think. I mean, I'm going to stay here anyway, because, like I say, it's... Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Blank's a point down going into this race, wasn't he, if I remembered? So basically, we're going to be dead level pegging here. I mean, Fry's comfortable in 4th unless he comes off. So we are going to be level pegging going into the last race. Unless Blank can do something amazing or Johnny can do something silly. It's certainly possible. Yeah, at one point. I thought we were. I just thought I'd double check. I mean, this is as close as you can get, is it not? I'm not sure if this is the closest championship that KC have ever had. I'm sure you guys can tell me. But it has to be up there amongst the closest. It's got to be there or thereabouts. And in fairness to Blank, he's really tried his proverbial nuts off. So, kudos to Kerb, who goes and kills himself and therefore ruins his rating that he would have gained from doing that. But that's why you've still got a bloody poo rating, mate. But yeah, well done, mate. Congratulations to Kev for taking that. I think you should give us a flash of your lights as well as some donuts. That's brilliant for you, mate. Well done for you. Really pleased for you on that one. Johnny, somewhere. Oh, there you are. Fancy seeing you here. It's like Jurassic Park, isn't it? So Johnny takes the 2nd place. Blank, see what I mean with this pissed up cameraman? It's ridiculous. Blank takes 3rd. Fry takes 4th, so that's mitigating the damage. I think he'll be quite happy with that, the way it went. Brucey gets his scores on the doors with a 5th place. Satis gets a creditable 6th place, so that's not bad there. And then we have a screen that I can't even see. Melton gets a 7th. Promised a little bit more, but obviously there's a coming together with Nico there, which I wasn't sure exactly there. Ah, right. R2 beat you by 1 point in Mark 1, did he? Bet that was gutting, wasn't it? I bet that was really gutting. I've never lost a championship by 1 point. In fact, I've never won one either, but that's another thing. But this is going to be tight. It's probably not going to be 1 point because obviously because of the 2016, 13, 10 points, and obviously I'd expect the guys to be somewhere nearer the front. So, but you never know. Weird things have happened, especially when they got to try and fight your way through a little bit. It was a quick drink because, not being rude, it was 27 degrees outside today, according to my car, and I'm in a room that's pumping out more heat than a power station on crack. And I haven't got a thermometer in here, but if I had, it'd probably explode. Because this room is like, I don't know, it's got to be around the mid-30s to 40 degrees C. It's absolutely freaking baking, if I'm honest with you. It is really baking. And the fact that I've got 5 little kittens in here, well, 6 little kittens in here, and instead of giving them a hot water bottle to keep them warm, we've actually filled them full of cold water so they don't overheat, poor little buggers, because they can't regulate their own body temps because they're only 3 days old. Anyway, enough of all that. We had enough Nate to show off our drunk cameraman, didn't we, looking at all the foliage. He was trying to find like the evergreens and all that rubbish. Find out the deciduous trees. I think we just had like looking at the Brazilian rainforest, and there you can watch me going like that with my little controller. Ooh, look at that! How good is that? It's like Blackpool Illuminations on a budget. So it's all down to this, people. It's all down to this. What are they saying in it? Not quite sure what happened there. Let's see. Let's see. Was fast in that. Oh dear, and I've got mummy cat moaning. So if you could hear a cat meowing, it's my Savannah, and she's probably whinging because she wants to go out now. Nico was asking, did I see his roof action? That's a bit dubious calling it that, but actually yes I did. You were in the background, thankfully, but I did see it. But I don't know how much Melt had got involved in that, but it looked as if you were doing a few barrel rolls there, in fairness to you. I know you've got previous for that, but hey ho. I don't think you were slow, Johnny. Johnny was saying he was sorry he was slow for blank. I don't think you were slow, mate. I thought you did. I thought you had a good race. I think you all did a good race, to be fair. Nico killed Daz at the end. Yeah. These are these things that happen in here, especially with a car like this. It is about as predictable as anything that's unpredictable, really. Yeah, and again, talking about the bit where you could see Blank and Johnny chasing one another. Obviously, yeah, he didn't want to risk it going off. I think that would have been quite dangerous, to be honest, in this game. Oh no! Nico says that Daz killed him. He was on his roof. Well, to be honest, I mean, luckily this car's got a roof, because if you didn't have a roof, you'd have landed on your helmet, and trust me, that would have been painful, because I can't imagine what landing on your helmet must feel like. But I would imagine it takes the wind out of your sails a little bit. And yet, Fry was just reminding me that you're dead level. I already knew, mate, don't worry. But thank you anyway. Thank you for the prompt. But can we wait for a bit? Somebody wants to have a quick drink. What, are you an alcoholic? Kev, you're too young to drink, mate. I know you've had a race win, but down in a bottle of champers at this point in time is just not done, mate. Trust me, you're underage. You can't do it. Never mind. Yeah, it did look funny. You can always rely on Nico to come up with some barrel roll or something interesting. Warm. People are asking, saying it's hot. It's not hot. It's like an inferno. I feel like I'm sat in a volcano. It is baking. And it's only May. But hey ho. Oh man. So I think everyone's having a drink and replenishing themselves and probably going for a pee, although I can't imagine anyone going for a pee. It's too hot. They're probably sweating all the liquid out, so they've actually got no urea to go to the toilet with. So they're probably just like peeing through their arms and legs and underarms and heads and things. That's a nice thought, isn't it? Yuck. Ah dear. Yeah, and Carl's just letting me know, obviously, with the Escort Championship. So you're leading by 4 at the last round, needed 4th to equal cross alongside Daz, who was 4th. So it was like milliseconds in it as well. That's even worse. I don't want to get out of the car and kill him. In a nice way, obviously. Not a disclaimer, I do not advocate the murder of any other human being. It is against the law. It's not against the laws of nature, mind, but it is against the law. I mean, if we just acted with the laws of nature, I'd see a bloke in a nicer car than me, and I'd just go, like, throw him out the car. It's now mine. But I'm sure that wouldn't work, really. And if you can hear a weird noise, it's my wife sending me some information about what the temperature should be for our kittens. So it says it should be between 85 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit during the first week. 85 to 90 degrees. Fucking hell, I'm definitely going to boil. Oh well, never mind, hey. I'm a martyr to the cause. I will do it for my kittens. These things I do. Right, so I think we're having an extended break here, aren't we? I think for most of the guys too. We probably need to have a wash. Because I would imagine they're sweating quite a bit. Because in fairness, I'm just sat here on my backside. And I'm baking. So if I was actually racing, I'd be even warmer. So I really do think, I mean, I've even got a fridge next to me. I mean, I'm filling in while they're just waffling. I've got a fridge next to me with a Ginster's peppered steak slice, which I'm going to eat after this race. I've not had any tea. I'm too hot. When I get hot, I don't want to eat. I'm just going to put my thumb up, just so he knows that I'm ready too, because I am. But let's see. So, obviously, in this race, it's as you were. Starting positions are from race 1. So what you're going to have is Keb's going to lead us off. Obviously, we got a parade lap, but it's a longer race this time out. So you got Kev going to lead us out with Johnny in 2nd, Blank in 3rd, Fry in 4th. So again, Fry's got a slight advantage, but not much you want. Brucey in 5th. Will he get a Brucey bonus? Don't know. Have I said that in this championship so far? I don't know, but I have now. So it's just got to be done, hasn't it? Saturday's in 6th, Melted in 7th, Angie in 8th, and Nico in 9th. So, obviously we've lost Buzz for this one, in fairness. He's not had a great fun in this car, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying that, but he hasn't had great fun. Let's hope everything goes and it's won or lost in the right fashion, shall we say, if I can put it in that way. Not that I mean that I wouldn't want anyone to win the championship by default because of an accident involving somebody or something. No, you want it done in the right and proper way. So we will be able to see. Did we have we lost Ange? We have. Yeah, we've lost Ange. I thought she did there at the start. That's a bit bum. I don't know whether a restart's on. I'm not sure. It's not a problem to me if the guys want to do, but obviously as we are doing what we're doing, I just want to see here what's everyone doing. I think we're still in the 2 minutes here, aren't we? That's a shame for Ange. If you're watching this, yeah, what are we doing? Because obviously, because it's a parade lap, I think Blank's asking the question there, which I think is a fair question. I'm just going to ask the question myself. Let me just see. Sorry, it's just. Oh, right. They've got a few problems here. There's something going very, very weird. I have no idea what that is. That was Bruce going weird. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the hell's what's gone on there? What's happening? Yeah, Bruce is saying retire and spectate. Yeah, exactly. No points are lost if you retire and spectate. So right, well, Bruce has done the retire and spectate. So if the guys can hear, it's retire and spectate, gents. I'm just going to jump over to somebody else just to see if they are. They're not doing it. They're not doing it, and I can't tell them. I can't tell them. Are they in a party? Yeah, now I think they've got the message. Yeah, it's happening. That's okay, that's cool, it's happening. Yeah. That's to be honest, that's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do, yeah. Oh, I think Nico exited the lobby. Oh, and Satis exited the lobby. No, you just retire and spectate, man. Sugar in a bowl. Rejoin should let you back in. I don't know if they can hear. If you're listening to this, you should be able to come back in, I think, because there's no the lobby. You'll all go back to lobby. Bruce will take you all back to the lobby, so you'll all be back there. You should be able to rejoin, I think. So hopefully those of you that jumped out of the lobby should be able to rejoin. So for those that actually jumped out the lobby completely, no. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rejoin. Yeah. Rejoin if you left. Yeah. So, surprising how many people don't know that. Yeah, all you need to do is just retire and spectate. if you all retire and spectate, basically by default the race starts, but then there's nobody in it. So by default the race ends because there's no one there. So that's why you don't lose points. If you quit the lobby, you lose points. And obviously, you don't want to lose points in an ideal world. But it is surprising how many people don't know that. But yeah, we'll see if is Buzz going to come. Yeah, Angie just discoed. Just catching back up with you, Jesp. I think Buzz didn't really have a fun time in the first race, and I think he wanted to take a rain check on it. But we got 10. I don't know whether he's gonna come back in. Probably not, I would imagine. I don't know if you can see what's being typed at the moment, but we'll see. Have a look. Yeah, to answer that, Johnny was asking about Kev's rating, which obviously he's an F-rated driver because he keeps crashing, so his safety rating doesn't go up, and he does pretty much only ever do league races, to answer that question. So yeah, there's a secret to doing online lobbies. There's a secret to doing them if you want to build up your rating without cheating, that is. I know people do cheat to build up their ratings, but there is a way of doing it. Just start at the back. When I do public lobbies, I just start at the back. I don't bother with the qualifying. I'll go out and do some laps, but I make sure they're all invalid. Start at the back, or start as near to the back as possible. Go into the first turn last, and then, believe it or not, even if you start from there and then just go along, as long as you stay clean, you'll build up, and you won't lose too many points. You might lose a few, but you won't lose too many, because you start at the back and you're getting past people to get up to it. You might gain 5 or 6 positions during the course of the race, so that actually helps out. And if anyone else doesn't know that, who's watching this, try it. You'll find it works. It works. Bruce says S ranking is important. It means you're superior. Well, my V12 must be superior to my V8 then, because my V12 is an S rated and my V8 is only an A rated. But then again, I've only been using it for 6 weeks, or no, a bit longer than that now, maybe about 8-9 weeks. So I think everyone's going for around about the 35 litre mark. That seems to be what most people are saying. Have we lost somebody again? Didn't we have 10? Didn't I see that we had 10? Or am I just going mad? We've got Fry, we've got Bruce, got Kev, Melted, Satis, Johnny, Nico, Angie, Blank. I'm sure there were 10 before in the lobby. Ah, me. Jeez. I told you it was hot. It's one of them days. It's frying my brain. I believe it's tasty with bacon and egg or something. But, yeah, so hopefully, hopefully you come and watch this anyway, Buzz. I'm going to, while I remember, I'm going to put those back up, because they disappear every time, and it's really, really, really annoying. So, it'll be as you were. Yeah, best of luck to everybody. So, as you were, Kev's going to lead us out. So, wherever Kev is, come on, make your place up to the front. That's not Kev. Kev's the red one. Right, so Kev's up front now. Johnny needs to get past Fry and Blank, which I'm sure he'll do in a momento. I'm going to say this now. I'm not going to make any apology whatsoever for what I'm probably going to do in this race if we don't have any major events, catastrophes, clusterfuck events, whatever you want to call them. But the championship contenders are in positions 3 and 4, as you well know, and they are going to be my focus for this race, because it'd be pretty stupid not to be, because the guys are dead level. It's winner takes all unless they cross the line together in a dead heat, in which case it's pistols at dawn. But considering they live quite far from each other, they'd have to be good pistols, wouldn't they? They'd probably need telescopic sights or something like that. But I'm sure we'll think of something if it came to it. However, it's highly, highly unlikely. So that is Casey Fry, and he's there behind Blank. This is going to be it's going to be a tough gig for Fry, this. I really do think that now. Having Blank's horrible to try and get past, not that I've done that many times in my life, but even when I've been in a faster car than him, he can be horrible to get past. And I'm sure you guys who probably got more experience of being in that position and doing that sort of thing, he does do exceedingly well. So we're off. Obviously Kev leads us out with Johnny. Again, no offence to you two out front, but my focus is going to be these two. So let's have a look if we can actually move all these things proper. Shall we get on Fry's roof? It might cause him a bit too much downforce, but we'll have a little look and just see. I'm not going to stay on this one too long, see, it actually makes me sick. I don't know why, but it just gives me that feeling. It's just a bit weird. So I'd be great in VR. Ooh, that looked like Blank's rear end was just sort of getting away a little bit there. But again, there's a little bit of a gap developing there. I know it's early doors, I know it's only half a second or 3/4 of, but Fry won't want to let them get away. He'll hope that Johnny can keep Blank there and keep it honest. Oh, a Blank goes wide there, but he's still held it as I try and use the right thing to get back there again. Thank you very much for this marvellous camera broadcasting suite that we get with this game. God, I can't wait for other games to have better broadcasting suites. I really, really hope they do. That'd be interesting, actually. That's a thought that's not occurred to me, and I know you guys obviously know the score with iWacing. Really? iWacing. I've just developed a lisp. Anyway, so with iRacing, what is the broadcasting suite like with that? How does that work? If you want to let me know, it'd be interesting, that, because I wouldn't rule out doing some iRacing events as well. It depends on how it fits in my calendar without being rude, but if it does fit in my calendar, I'd be more than happy to do it. But we'll have to, maybe that's something we'll have to sit down and see what's going on in the future. But I think that'd be quite interesting to do, because I have a PC and all that lot. So hey, maybe that's something that's doable in the future. We'll have to look at it. Again, I don't want to commit myself too much to everything, because I actually own my own group these days. I've actually assumed control of a race group that I was an admin in. So time might be of the essence, but it's not going to stop me doing this. I promised that I will do this on a Wednesday night, and I don't break promises. So this will be a staple Wednesday night thing that I will always do. Yeah, it'd be interesting to look at. I'll be honest, I know you normally do a Tuesday night. Correct me if I'm wrong in anything I say, but oh, Johnny's gone in. Johnny gone in. Why have you gone in? Did I miss something there? Why have you pitted, Johnny? I'm not sure what that's about, but in truth it doesn't really affect the status quo, does it? But I know I'm not going to sing Rockin' All Over the World or Paper Plane or any other song by Status Quo, but we just thought we'd mention Status Quo. How many band names do you reckon I can get into this race before the end of it? Not sure. But anyway, we got Bruce. We could say Bruce Springsteen. He plays with the band, doesn't he? So that's 2. Anyway, back to reality. And Fry's trying to chase down Blank, who's managed to eke out a 1.5 second lead on him. So, but 24 minutes left. No panic. You don't need to bin it at this stage, because there's so much that goes on. Like I say, with the iRacing camera views, as I was sort of alluding to earlier, I know you do your iRacing on a Tuesday. I usually host an event on a Tuesday night, but my event hosting is around about 8:30, so I don't know what time you do your iRacing. If you did your iRacing a bit earlier, then maybe I could fit that in before I did my hosting event, if that was something you were interested in doing, and if it fitted in with what you guys did. I don't know if it does, but it would probably have to be somewhere around a 7 o'clock start to fit in with what I could do. But hey ho, we can see. Other than that, my Fridays are free for now. If that's something, it'd be nice to put something like that up. I'd find it quite interesting to do iRacing actually, because I've never done it. So that would be interesting. And it's probably going to be somewhere that we're all going to move to at some stage. Even if I still buy a PS5, I'm still looking to upgrade this computer as soon as I can actually get hold of somebody. Once this lockdown disappears and I can get somebody to just pop in a proper graphics card and maybe uprate one or two things just so I'm well above the minimum. So at least I can still run that and then still fanny about on console as well. So hey, anyway, we'll see. But there are options on the table anyway. So meanwhile, 22 minutes and 22 seconds left of this RXC, which I did like to call RKC in the beginning, but that's probably because I was talking to Mr. Jesper Pedersen, who's also known as Run Kill Capture, which is also RKC. So I was probably looking at that, so I'm blaming you for that mistake in the first week. And I know you had a giggle about it. Anyway, lap times. At the moment, there's not much in it, but Fry's lapping slightly faster than Blank, albeit sort of 0.137 of a second, or 137 thousandths if you really want to put it that way, as he runs a little bit wide there off that one. That might have cost him a couple of tenths, but like I say, at this point it's just keeping the car on the tarmac, keep it on the black stuff. If they both keep it on the black stuff and it goes to the wire, then that'll be a brilliant race. That'll be what we all want. Yeah, I can imagine that as well, if I'm honest. I haven't sampled it yet, but it'll happen. It'll happen within the next 2 or 3 months, as soon as I can get hold of somebody. I mean, I bought this 4 gig graphics card, but it's massive. But I don't know how it fits, if I'm honest. So I've found some people local to me, but obviously they're not available at the minute because they're in lockdown. But as soon as they're available, trust me, I'll be taking my my trusty PC up there, and I've got another couple of old ones which I might just throw it in for parts and whatever, and just see where we go. But I'll definitely be on iRacing. There's no two ways about it. I will definitely be on there. But I don't know how much more you need to use AMS, because that looks ridiculously good. Oh, where's Fry? Oh, there you go. There. Thank you. That was a bit weird. But yeah, I would imagine it's not just a force feedback that looks good. Looking at some of R2's POV when I've watched that. I've also watched F1 Robbie doing a few bits in that, and I think it was in AMS2 as well, if I remember rightly. And without being rude to PS4, they looked a world apart. It looked the bollocks, to be quite honest with you. But I'm interested in... I read that R Factor 2 actually has the best tyre model of any game out there. Is that something you guys agree with? Have you used it? I think they said R Factor 2 and one other sim, and I can't remember what that is. But they reckon that those were the great tyre models. So I watched a couple of videos that Nick Hoeksenveld had put up, talking about how they go about doing it. I don't know if you've seen them. If you haven't, let me know and I'll find them and send you the links. They're really, really good. I mean, it might have been on here. So right, Fry's going in. Fry's going in. Right, we'll stay with him. We want to see how long this is going to be. I mean, it's probably not a tyre change, but it doesn't tell me much anyway, does it? That was reasonable, but it wasn't a stupendous pit stop, was it? Or maybe he's taking the gamble of saying, right, there you go, got to do it. You probably didn't want it. You probably didn't want Blank to get the initiative. Oh, Kev. Ah, sorry, mate. I've just come on you as you were crashing, but I don't think you killed yourself. So you're still there. You're still there. That gives Blank the lead. Oh, that is not what Fry wants. That is not what Fry wants, is it? However, it may not affect the timings, but it gives Blank some clean air, which is certainly what Fry would not want. He's got the clean air now, so he might be able to wrap up some pretty decent laps here. So we're going to stay, obviously, with Blank, because at the moment, he's the man in the box seat, as they say. What a turnaround this could be if he does take this championship. I mean, again, without tempting fate, he looked about as likely to win this after race 1 last week as I look to win any game racing with this lot. But it was a long shot, wasn't it? If you're a betting man, you'd have kept your money in your pocket. But race 2 basically threw the cat amongst the pigeons, well and truly. In fact, it probably threw a pride of lions in amongst the pigeons. And at one stage, Blank actually had a de facto lead in the championship. So, at the end of the day, Fry was probably lucky that he wasn't behind coming into this, even though at one point he held, I think, was it an 11-point lead at one point last week? But anything can happen. There's 17 minutes left. It's all there. All you've got to do, if you are Ben Fry, you've just got to keep wrapping those laps out, keep wrapping them out, see what happens with Blank's pit stop, because let's face it, anything can happen in this game. I don't know if we've got pit stop errors on. Not sure if Bruce has got them on, but I mean, they're a pain in the bum if you go with them. I mean, they do make it real, but it is a pain in the ass when it happens. So we'll be interested to see what laps they're doing. I mean, obviously these lap times are a little bit all over the place because Kev didn't have a good one. Obviously Ben's been in the pits, etc, etc. Johnny either was in the pits or something or other, but and I'm definite that Satis was in the pits, probably for longer than he wanted to be. So again, clean air. Blank's wrapping out the 24s. We're into the 24s already, and he's got a 27-second lead over Mr. Fry. Is that enough? I don't know. It's not the longest of pit straights, this, is it? But 26, 27 seconds doesn't seem a massive amount. So at the moment, all your leaders are putting in your fastest laps as you would expect. Blank's 24.6. Fry's 24.9. Obviously, Kev is probably the surprise package of this race for most of these guys. But like I said, in practice he was flying. He's looked pretty good in some of the races, but he really put it together for this one, to be fair. So he'll be happy with his week's work, no matter what happens after a win in the first race. But that's the thing that's important there. That's the graphic that's important. That gap there between KC Fry and Blank File here is just coming in to complete lap 10. It's just pushing out a little bit to 28 seconds, but again, it does alter as Fry gets past Bruce. Oof. No, that wasn't Bruce actually. That was Satis, wasn't it? Yes, of course it was. Ignore me. Most people do. Right, so let's jump back here now. So, I want to see what sort of laps they do this time round. So, as Blank is flying away, he's just pulling the lead out a little bit over Kev. Whether Kev will get back to him again, that's Blank's fastest sector. He's about quarter of a second, literally, up on previous. So, this is probably the part of the race where the best laps are going to come out, because I'm assuming these are like track tyres, or slicks as they will call them, because I'm sure you don't get hard and soft with this sort of car, do you? It's just slick or track day or whatever, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what we're on about. But he's pushing that lead out a little bit at the moment, although it does come back round. So we'll stay here and we'll see what sort of laps he put in there, because it looks as if he's thrown that around a bit. It looks as if he's trying to put some effort in there, and he's pushed. So what's this lap? It'll take a moment or two. Okay, 24.645, which is the fastest lap of the race so far. So he lost a little bit in the last sector, because he was up by quarter of a second in the first sector. So he only beat his previous by 15 thousandths of a second. So hopefully for Ben Fry, that's the silver lining on the cloud. So he's going to cross the finishing line approximately 26.5 seconds behind. So we'll keep an eye on that. According to that, we're 26.5 seconds behind. And Bruce Law is just on the fastest sector 2. There you go. Weird things do happen. Bruce Law has done the fastest sector. I'm sure he'd love me for saying that, but hey, got to give you a shout out there, haven't you, if you've done the fastest sector. And you're still carrying out third and doing so admirably. But I'm sure in the next lap or so, this man's going to be on her tail. Or he certainly want to be, because he's got to do something to bring that gap down, because he doesn't want it to lengthen with 12 minutes left. So we're 18 minutes in, which for you is 6/10 of the way through the race, because 6.3s are 18 and 10.3s are 30, so it's 6/10, we're 60% the way through. There you go, you get maths lessons here as well. What more would you want? I'm nearly as bad as Sid Waddell in darts. Right, so Kev's in, or Blank's not. What's your bets that Blank will go in with a lap to go? I'm just wondering. So obviously, that takes Fry up to third, having done his lap. Ooh, managed to keep that on. Just. That's all that matters. That's all you need to do. Just keep it on the black stuff. That's all you want to do. Can't win it by going off, but you can certainly lose it. See where we go. So yeah. Special like Ralph from The Simpsons. It's okay. I'm just seeing some of the stuff that's on Discord. Yeah, I'll go for special. Yeah, it's definitely that. It most certainly has. Yeah, he's got a. Yeah, I didn't look at his fuel. So he's gambled on the fact of. So he's in now. And if my thing moves, it'll let me. So has he gambled on the fact of going out light to try and build that lead? I don't know whether that's a gamble that's worked. Because you've got Fry coming down. This is gonna be pretty tight, you know. Right, they're just letting Blank out. They're just letting him out. Let's stay here, because I'm hoping that'll show us. Is he gonna? No, he's come out behind. So the undercuts worked. Obviously Blank's with a slightly longer pit stop because he's had to put in a bit more fuel, hasn't he? So I don't think his gambles worked there. I didn't notice that, to be honest, Jess. But oh, be careful, you don't want to do too many overshooting there. That's not what you want to do. So, Blank now becomes the chaser for the last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes is all about who's going to win the title. At the moment, the seesaw, the pendulum, call it what you will, it's back in Fry's favour. But Blank is going to chase him down in these last 9 and a bit minutes. So that's going to equate to what? Half a dozen laps maybe. Probably 6 more after this. But we'll see what goes. But no, I got to be honest, I didn't really see that coming like that. I mean, it's something that I usually do is look at all the fuel. And the one time I don't is when somebody actually plays that strategy. I mean, it's a brave one. It was a brave one to try. I get why he does. I get why he did that. I really get that. But I don't think it panned out. It didn't pan out to the lead that I think he was hoping he'd be able to push out. I think he was hoping that he could push out a big enough lead so that by the time he did pit, he might have had 30 odd seconds in the bank, and he'd have come out out front, which would have made it really, really difficult for Ben to get past him. Because as I said before, he's a tough nut to crack, isn't he, when he's in front? You need a sledgehammer to crack that nut when he's in front. But now he's a chaser. So I guarantee both of them are going to be sweating like pigs after this. Because he is definitely eating up the ground. And that's going to put the pressure on Ben massively. And there's still 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. So now it's a case of hold it. Well, let's just hope that, like I said before, let's just hope that nothing... Yeah. No, it didn't... The only thing I can think of with Blank losing the time is refueling. It has to be that. I can't see anywhere else that it could be. I really can't see. Oh, as they both went a little wide there. It's all going to be about maintaining a racing line here for Ben. He's just got to almost forget the fact that Blank's there, which is easier said than done. Doesn't matter who's on your backside, but you've just got to try. It's easier to be the chaser, isn't it? But in a perfect world, you'd rather be the guy in front. But it's better for your heart to be the chaser. I think that's fair to say. So this really is a microcosm of the championship, isn't it? How many races have we done that have been like this? Quite a few by my reckoning. I think there's quite a lot. But yeah, he went a bit wide there, went a bit wide. That's giving Blank the initiative on the outside. Is he going to block it? Is he going to block it? He has. He's closed the door there. And he closed the door well. He did well to shut that then, because that was looking a bit tight. But he managed to just move over enough just to stop Blank from taking that. This is going to be, hopefully, whoever they're coming up on the back of here will just... They'll get round the corner and hopefully they'll just sit as Blank makes a gamble for it. Thing is, he's going to try and bluff. No, that might have lost him a bit, but he's okay coming into this. I think Blank's going to try and bluff him. He's going to try and bluff him to go outside and then go in, and just see where that's going to come from, because that's undoubtedly what he's going to do. So whoever that is in front, is that... No, it's not Satis. Not Ange, Johnny, Melted, Bruce. Who the hell is it in front of them? I can't see. But I think they just... It doesn't properly tell me on here, which doesn't really help, but... Ah, it's Nico. Right, that's okay. Yeah, it's Nico. Yeah, it's not... It's... The thing for me, I can't help but think this, is if we stay as we are into the last lap, has Blank got anything to lose by going balls in? Because let's face it, if you're like that neck and neck coming into the last couple of turns, you've got to go balls in, haven't you? Because if you don't, you just accept being second. If you go balls in, then you might get first. And it's not just might get first, it's championship first. So hopefully here, Nico will just move over to the side. Yeah, well done, mate. You've done the right thing. Even though he's crashed himself, but... And again, Fry's trying to look to do the out and in. And in fairness to Fry, he's doing some... This is probably, at the moment, it's pretty much a masterclass of defending. If you want to look at defensive driving, because without being rude, Blank's probably the one cleanly, he would be lapping quicker. I don't think there's any doubt about that, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but in this car, on this track, I would say if it was a straight shootout who's going to do the quicker laps, then I think Blank wins that race. So that's what makes this all the more of a defensive masterclass so far. If he holds this out to the end, and it has been done before, hasn't it? If he holds this out to the end, then he will deserve everything. If Blank gets through, by the same token, he will deserve everything. But in this championship, he's going to go for it. He's having a look. He's got it, you know. He has got it. He has got it. He has got it. A little bit of elbows out, but he did make the manoeuvre early. He did nail his points, nail his cards to the mast, so to speak. And he's got himself in front with 3 minutes left. So now it's all for Fry to do. The man who's led for pretty much this whole championship. The only time he's been behind, apart from during a race, but the only time he's been behind, I think, is now, as of end of races. So Fry's turn to be the chaser. So it's got to be balls to the wall. What I don't want to happen is last turn both of them die. I don't want a Michael Schumacher happening. And Fry's going to try everything. I think that was a bit of a light flash there, but hey, all's fair in love and war, is it not? So what we got after this? 2 more laps. Are we going to get 2 more laps in? We might. Yeah, we will, won't we? Of course we will. We got 149. If they get through in like 126, 127 left, what happened there? What's happened? Where have we gone? Where's Fry gone? Where's Fry gone? Oh man. Oh man. That is gutting, mate. That is gutting. That is really, really gutting. I don't know what to say for that. That's not the way anyone would have wanted it to have ended, apart from this man, who's got no pressure on him whatsoever now. But as far as that goes for Fry, he's out of fuel. He is. He's out of fuel. Fucking hell, man. Oh, what a mistake of the maker. Oh dear. Is that the gamble? Oh, that's just not the right gamble to have. Jeez. Better to have too much than too little, but hey, there's not really going to matter one iota to you now, is it? Well, for what it's worth, even though you might feel like shit right now, and if you're watching this later still feeling like shit and thinking what could have been as Blank goes past again, then, because if he stops at the finishing line, or is he going to do another lap? Okay, he could have stopped at the finishing line and just won it there and then if he wanted to, but he's going to do another lap anyway. Ah, dear. So anyway, the only thing I can really say is Kerb comes in to join him and gives him a tap up the bottom and tries to push him, but it doesn't really work, does it? Because it just makes my screen go all weird like that. That is kind of weird, isn't it? That's kind of, yeah, you know what, I'm moving. I can't look at that any longer. That's just like, that was just weird, wasn't it? I've moved off that anyway. If you had photosensitive epilepsy, that would be a serious issue. And I hope none of you do. Anyway, commiserations to Mr. Fry, who's basically thrown it away at the end, if you want to put it in those terms, but what you can look back on is a very good championship. So that probably doesn't mean shit right now, but hey, it is what happened. As Blank comes down to take the checkered flag the race win and the championship. So he is going to be the Radical RXC champion for 2020. Well done to Steph, well done to Blank File for taking that. Like I say, last week it looked highly unlikely that he was ever going to win it. So if you ever want to know about never give up, then this is it. Come on, let's have a donut, shall we? There we go. Let's get some donuts going. Let's make those tyres hot. Let's just like blow your engine up probably, or something like that. But yeah, congratulations to you on winning. Is that number 16 or is that number 17, or I've lost count actually. I really don't know. I've forgotten how many that is, but yeah, that did not look like the ending that I thought we were going to get. I really didn't think that was the ending we were going to get. Bit anticlimactic in that respect, but hey, not anticlimactic for Blank, is it? Most certainly not. I'm sure he's a happy bunny. I'm sure he's a very happy bunny, having killed a cone or two. So that brings to an end a rather eventful Radical RXC championship, which is won in the end by Blank File, coming from behind, 11 points behind, with 3 races left to take the title from Casey Fridays, who was leading with 3 races to go. In fact, he was never behind in the championship. He was never behind apart from the last race. Gutting. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. Which one are you? Sometimes you got to choose. But hey, he gambled on the pit stop. I think the battling at the end made him use a bit more fuel. So, and that's probably what put pay to him. But again, he must have been running it tight, because he's run out with like, what, 3 minutes left? 2 and a bit minutes left. Anyway, gents, I hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty damn interesting. I think it was a pretty good series, considering the car was bloody hard work, wasn't it? Let's be fair, and that's coming from most of the guys themselves. That was hard work. So, congrats to Blank File for taking championship number 736. And commiserations to Ben Fry for putting up an absolutely amazing fight all the way through the championship, taking it right to the wire, and probably should have won it in reality, but didn't. But hey, there's always next time, mate. I know that don't mean nothing for now. And a special shout out tonight, I think, for Kev, for surprising a few people and taking a win in race number 1. So well done to you, mate, for that. If it's your first win with KC, congratulations. But I've got a feeling you might have had one before. But hey, anyway, that was the end of that season. We'll be coming up with something else again pretty soon. Let's hope, from my point of view and your point of view, that it's a really difficult car, because then we'll have plenty of action, won't we? Until then, keep safe, enjoy, have some good fun, and we'll see you soon. Have a really good night. Good night.